First, we start by folding the fabric in four since we're cutting for both the back and the front pieces. The length is 30, but I'm making it 33 for now. And the front piece should have 2 inch extra for the button allowance. You make sure the fabric is positioned perfectly well. For the neck measurement, I'm taking the wideness 2.5. This is because I'm cutting both the back and the front piece. Then the depth is 1.5 inches. You use a curve rule to get the perfect curve. And the slantness of the shoulder, I'm making use of 2 inches. So you get a perfect roll, then cut down. You split the back and the front piece. Then notch out the button allowance. You turn the front piece over to the front and take it down 2 inches from the back piece. Make sure you adjust the fabric properly, then align it with the notch part. Ensure it's actually 2 inch extra. No, initially I did the neck 2.5. Now I'm cutting out half inch from the back piece properly, so that it can actually align properly with the front piece. Then for the armhole, I'm making the depth 9 inch. You take a straight line down, then use your curve rule to give a perfect curve. Then make sure when cutting it down, you bring the back piece on top of the front piece, like 2 inch on top of it. And the front piece should be half inch deeper than the back piece. As you can see, you take the curve down, then you trim off the half inch. Here I'm ensuring the fabric is placed properly. Make sure it should be positioned well, and give that curve at the waist side. Then the curve at the bottom, just cut it a bit, trim it off a bit. Ensure it's aligned properly. Yes. You curve, slant the back side a little bit. That's all. Then take a measurement. Make sure the measurement is proper, it's accurate. You know the length, I'm taking the length as 30 here. So it should be like 31 at the end of it. In time for the sleeve is 24 and a half. 24 and a half minus 3 and a half for the cuff, which is 21 plus 1 inch allowance 22. I will be making use of 22 and a half just to be safe. And the bicep is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7. 7 plus 1 inch allowance, which is 8. Then the cuff, I'm making the cuff as 6, so you slant it, you take it down from your measurement. So you make sure you trim it properly. Yeah. Next, I'll be cutting the collar part. You know the collar has two parts, the
Yeah.
up and the bottom part. For the bottom part, I'm making the length 18 divided by 2, which is 9. It's 9, but I'm cutting 10 for now, so later on I can actually trim it off. Then the depth is 2 inches, so measure 2 inch down and roll straight. You roll. Then you give a slight curve at the edge of it. Then you trim it 2 inch up. Then you curve it down just like this. Just trim it off a bit. Then you take a measurement. Then for the second collar piece, I'm making the length 16 divided by 2, which is 8 plus 1 inch allowance, which is 9. I can actually make it 8.5. Then the wideness, it depends on how you want your collar to look like. Is you can make it up to like 2.5, 2 inch or 3 inch, depends on how big you want your collar to look like. Now I'm cutting out the cuff pieces. I'll be making use of this when fixing the cuff. Maybe on my next video I'll show you how to make use of this. It's just about 5 inch long, then less than 1 inch wide. But the first piece is about 2 inch wide, then about 8 inches long. So that's it. So now it's time to cut out the cuff piece. And for the cuff, I'll be cutting both pieces together. So I'm folding it in 4. The cuff length, I'm making it 10 plus 1 inch allowance, which is 11. And remember the cuff is 3.5 as measured, so I'll be making it 4.5 here. So later on I'll fold it. I'll fold like half inch off, then sew it with half inch, so it becomes 3.5 inch.